Hello everyone, Robert Werkheiser here. With the population of the United States rising at a rapid rate, the amount of waste produced by our society every year also rises at a rapid rate. Every year here in America, we produce 230 million tons of waste. However, only less than a quarter of that is actually recycled. When it comes to disposing of waste, there are three main methods: incineration, landfills, and the most obvious and logical option, recycling. They all have their pros, they all have their cons, and they all have benefits. When it comes to recycling, the pros greatly outweigh the cons. Through recycling, we can save large amounts of rare fossil fuels. We reduce the risk of polluting our air, land, water, and ecosystem. And there's also the idea that personal profit can be made by an individual. Through scrap metal, cans, an individual is able to make a small sum of money. There's also, through recycling, we are able to save and produce an abundance of energy. The only con that there is with recycling is the fact that it can get costly. A ton of recyclables, 1 ton of recyclables, costs anywhere from $75 to $200. That can get costly, as the state of New York found out back in 2002 when New York City actually banned their recycling program because they thought it was too costly. However, that never really lasted long, and eventually they were forced to reinstate new and more effective recycling programs. When it comes to landfills have their pros and cons too. The pros of landfills are that they can cover a vast area of land. They can take a lot of waste. They can put a lot of waste in a large area and keep it away from people. However, unless these landfills are these new supposed engineered landfills that reduce the risk of pollution in an environment, they are completely polluting our environment. The new landfills that are supposedly engineered to reduce the risk supposedly don't pollute our environments. However, landfills that don't have these engineered qualifications are completely polluting our groundwater, our air by releasing toxic gases such as methane gases, and polluting the ecosystems around them. Animals have been known to wander into large landfills and feed off of the trash and debris that's left there. The other problem with landfills is that it shows no benefit to recycling, no benefit whatsoever. Every year they say that 70% of landfills are filled with items that could be recycled. That's a problem and needs to be stopped. The other problem with landfills is that they're extremely costly to produce. They're massive, especially the new engineered landfills that reduce the risk of pollution. They are massive structures that are extremely costly. The other method is incineration, another method that doesn't benefit much in the way of recycling. Recycling does not benefit at all from incinerators, for that matter. Incinerators are great to dispose of some waste that may have diseases or harmful bacteria left on them, as the incinerator can kill all those. The problem with incinerators is, despite all the energy that they can produce and despite all they can get rid of and not take up so much space, is that, one, they are extremely costly, just like landfills. They release giant plumes of billowing smoke into the air with ash, and this can be terrible for the air and the ozone layer. It completely pollutes our air, pollutes the ozone layer, and it can do so for miles, and surrounding communities can really feel the effect from this. Incinerating doesn't really pose much logical use when it comes to recycling. Recycling is by far and away the best way to get rid of waste. We always have to remember to reuse, reduce, and recycle. That means we reuse products that we can. We reduce the risk of pollution, and we recycle all the products we can. Recycling is absolutely essential in saving our planet. Thank you.